you guys, what's up? Happy 2023. I am so stoked to be talking about 2023 fashion. I have like a list compiled here that I've kind of like gone through and I've kind of been adding to since the end of last year now at this point. I feel like I have a good solid list right now of things that I have not really seen this year that I think we will see in 2023. And then I also have trends from last year that I think will stick around, and maybe I'm just gonna like add maybe just like a blurb of like spitting out my favorite ones of those. Obviously all the trends from 2022 will continue in 2023 as well. Also, I'm trying to keep this video fresh and the list fresh, so I tried to limit myself on the things that I've been talking about. Winter trends that I talked about in that video I think will obviously also continue into winter 2023 and just 2023 in general. And so if you want to check that out, link it here. But okay, first off, we have sheer. I like how I said I'm keeping this fresh, but I have been talking about this a little bit. So, but anyway, sheer everything. I just think like sheer layers are going to be like super big all through the year. I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger. I just keep seeing more and more people reaching, like looking for like sheer fabrics to wear and like pieces like that. And I really love there's like a whole spectrum of what you're comfortable with or like what you want to play around with. Like there's super sheer fabrics where you can like put a print underneath and you can see what the print is, but it still adds like that element of like haze to it. I just really love those looks of like with the prints under like the organza style like pieces. Then on the other side where there's like this like less sheer mesh, but you can still see underneath it and you can see like the outline of what's underneath, like a bodysuit, like tight high-waisted shorts or something. I really love the way that looks as well. And again, if you're looking for pieces that are sheer, I think Free People is doing really well with like the mesh kind of like overlayments and different things like that. So, okay, so I've been talking a lot about wearing pants underneath a skirt, right? Well, lately I've been seeing a lot of designers and brands coming out with like a mesh of the two, like a twofer where there are like pants and a skirt and it's like one piece of clothing. And for instance, Paloma Wool is like the first one that I personally came across online. I was on their website and I saw it and I was like, that's cute. And it's like a trouser kind of skirt combo. And then I also saw like JW Anderson, I saw Helmut Lang, and ever since then I've kind of been seeing it like all over the spectrum. I think it looks really cool and I love that it's just like one simple piece and they go together, and it kind of takes the thought off of like what pants go with this skirt and like kind of layering that way, and which I think is super fun too. I think it is cool to have like a little twofer, and I think that those are going to be really big. Next is kind of a genre of like 60s revival, and you know, I've been talking about 1960s revival, which I'm super obsessed with, and I really do still, I'm sticking to my guns, and I really think that that's still going to be big. Even like 60s hairstyles, 60s makeup looks, which I feel like we've already been seeing at least the makeup looks. And then of course the fashion, so like the colored tights and like the shift dresses and like the high-waisted skirt silhouettes. And then on another note of 60s is 1860s, which I actually was looking back at 1860s fashion, and like the silhouettes of 1860s are not like exclusive to 1860s or like 1800s even. However, when I was looking at them, I was like, a lot of like the prints and the fabrics, I feel like I've been seeing a lot more of from last year and coming into this year, like plaids, pinstriping even, and also just like the big balloon sleeves, which are just, I think volume in general has been a big thing for the past couple of years. I also think 2023 will have a lot of volume. So okay, next we have eyelet lace, specifically the eyelet lace that is reminiscent of like 19th century, which to me just are those romantic pieces and like the tops and dresses and different things like that, almost like older version of nighttime wear or like nighties and stuff, being designed to wear in the daytime and like worn in the daytime and stuff. Eyelet lace in general I just think will be big in 2023, especially in the spring and summertime. And a designer that I think does eyelet lace really well and makes me feel like very romanced is Sandy Liang, which you guys know I'm obsessed with Sandy Liang. They just have really beautiful eyelet lace like dresses and tops and different things like that, and I love seeing eyelet lace layered and like paired with even other laces. I think eyelet lace, just like that plain sheer lace, I think that looks so pretty together. Okay, you guys know we've been talking about sportswear a lot, but this is something that has come to my attention. I was reading an article, I can't remember the article because it was months ago, I'm sorry, but I saw someone talking about like boxing shoes and like boxing boots in specific. I had never really seen anyone style them at that point, and then ever since then I've seen it all over my Pinterest, all over online and like Instagram of like the boxing boots, or even just like boxing boot inspired like heeled boots and stuff like that. And I think that that's going to continue into 2023, like to see more of that. I mean, I really like it, and it kind of really does make sense to me actually, because I feel like the sportswear that we've been seeing the past few years and like playing it up, dressing it up, kind of making it a little bit more delicate and softer. I feel like the boxing boots, you can really actually easily do that, really complement a very like delicate, pretty outfit actually. Okay, next is shaggy fur, like the long shaggy fur jackets. I used to have so many pieces like that, of that like faux shag look, and I hated it for so many years after I had it. Like, not hated it, I just never like gravitated towards it. But now, ever since like for the past 6 months, I've been seeing it a little bit more, and I really love it. I think it's playful and like fun. It adds like more of a fun element to like a fur look. And so I definitely think more shag looks in 2023. Also like shag trimmed, which we have seen the past few years. Fur trimmed jackets of all kind of types, and also like the fringy kind of fur. I love like a furry jacket with like a very simple, like very casual everyday look. I think that's like such a fun juxtaposition. Fancy feeling and looking like a fur piece mixed with, again, like even just like sweatpants and stuff. I love the look of that. Is more of maybe a hope, but bloomers. I love the look of bloomers. Whether it's the shorter bloomers or like the mid-length bloomers or like longer. I love those. Etsy has so many amazing bloomers, vintage or just handmade, and I think they're so fun. I love the ones that have like the frilly lace on them, or just like the ones that kind of just look like underwear kind of like, but they're like a knit fabric or like more of like a thicker fabric, you know? I actually saw Cezanne style like a sweater that I really love on their site with a pair of like bloomer style kind of shorts, and I thought it looked so pretty, and it kind of goes along with that like no pants look or like the hot pant look. And that's just a style that I really love to see styled. Like, again, even like the no pant look with like the tights as your pants. I love that. I love it so much. It looks so chic and like sexy, but still like pretty. I don't know. Okay, another one I've definitely mentioned, but big bags, large bags. Kind of like, you know, tote bag size bag, but in like actual purses. I personally appreciate both ends of the spectrum. I love a mini bag. I think they're I know a lot of people say they're not practical, but for me they are, because you can only fit everything you need in there. Whereas like the big bag, you can fit everything, which is practical in a different sense. But I love both ends, but I think bigger bags are going to take over this year, and we'll move away more from the micro mini bags and different things like that a little bit more, or continuing to, because we've already kind of seen that this year, I feel like. Okay, also, this is one that I don't know if this is a thing or not, that I made up or whatever. And again, this might just be a pipe dream because it's something that I really love and I think it's functional. But like your iPhone being on like a purse, like using your phone as your purse. Personally, I never thought I would be the one to wear one, but I ordered one on a trip that I went on recently. I carried my phone around like that because I'm sick of like having to dig through my purse or like my pockets for it. And so it was just like right there. But you can also take a purse. And on that note, like I mentioned, I love them layered with another bag. And so it's like kind of doubled up. And not only that, I really like the look of a double bag look. Like a smaller bag that you have. You also have like a tote style bag. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I like it when I do see it. And I think that could continue to. Another kind of random iPhone one, I'm sorry, I'll stop talking about phones after this, but the iPhone cases, you remember I used to make like mosaic iPhone cases, kind of like collage cases in like middle or high school, where you would put like the beads on it or the pearls and like the little bows and stuff, and you could order them online too, but I always like DIY'd my own. Well, I've been seeing a lot of like brands and companies, or just like people having like a newer updated version where they're like cool stones and beautiful pearls and stuff on like this concrete looking thing. Like I know there's this one company, Memor Studio, M-E-M-O-R, and they have like little charms in them, again like rocks, beautiful, like customized. I think they're like one of a kind cases, I'm not sure, but I also saw some on Etsy, and I think those kind of phone cases might be big within this year. Anyway, back to fashion, but you know what, actually, like phone case really does complement an outfit sometimes and like add interest, so actually maybe it is related, I don't know. Anyway, next we have chunky silver jewelry, which I love lately. I just think like being dripped down in like chunky silver pieces that are like unpolished, they look worn in and they're gorgeous. I love that look, the layered and chunkiness of it, but just silver in general. Next are waistcoats, which I think are again a continuation of a trend that's already been a trend, but I think waistcoats are really going to stick around and be one of the biggest kind of styles, I think, in different patterns, colors. Like I love waistcoats because I really feel like they fit well into so many different styles and like aesthetics and stuff. Next, pajamas as outerwear, which I'll keep brief because again, that's one that I've talked about a lot, but I love pajamas as outerwear. Love just dressing up pajamas or sleepwear in general, specifically pajama pants and shorts. I really love the look of that. Next, I've been seeing so much boho influence or bohemian influence in so many designers and like on the runway and different things like that, but also just like in people's like street style. and I love it. I'm here for it. Like the boho resurgence or whatever it is, I do think that that's going to be a thing, and I really love it. Again, that kind of plays in with the eyelet lace or like lacy kind of things and crochet, all of that, but also just like bohemian style in general with a twist of like grunge. I think like that kind of sector of bohemian is really cool. It'll be fun to see in 2023 also. Okay, wedge sneakers, this is like kind of like one that this is one that I almost couldn't believe that I was seeing, was the wedge sneaker. I saw the Isabel Marant ones and I actually like them. I don't know if I'd personally wear them like at this point right now, but they're growing on me. And I would just love to know what you guys think of like the wedge sneakers coming back, because my mom was so into the wedge sneakers. I've never been into like heels or wedges in general, and so I never really got into that, but I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. But other brands as well. But again, just also vintage ones. I've been seeing them all over Depop, like the wedge sneakers, and people even talking about them and putting them on their wish lists. And so, but that's it for like the newer things. And then I have a few things that I think will continue that I'm just going to like fire off for you guys. So obviously bow details. I think that's going to stick. Ribbons, bows, in hair, in outfits, in fashion in general, in shoes, like everywhere, you know what I mean. And obviously ballet chic is not going anywhere in my opinion. Metallics and silver and metallic in general. Blazers, despite what anyone says, are never ever going to go anywhere. Quilted pieces, which of course I would hope never go anywhere because I love them so much. But maxi silhouettes and skirts and dresses and maxi denim skirts I think are also going to continue to rise this year. Everyone's either looking for a maxi denim skirt or has one and has been wearing it. And I love that because it's like jeans. You have so many different options of like denim and styles and stuff in that. So that's my little blurb of that. And then I also have a few color predictions just to end this video off because I think it's fun. And these are just some colors that I've been seeing a lot of lately. And I would actually just really hope to see in 2023, but electric blue, I love electric blue. I feel like I've been seeing even people with a more neutral color palette play around with that like bright intense blue, and then bright lavender or just like a more intense lavender, like purple shade, and then also like more of a kind of a muted coral red orange. And then salmon pink, but I think different renditions on like pink in general, like a soft pink, but a salmon version of a soft pink, you know what I mean? I love a teal, like a muted teal or like muted teal that we've been seeing in like metallic kind of pieces and stuff. That's it, actually. Those are all of my 2023 trends. Now, after this, I actually want to go see like what I predicted for 2022 and see if I was on it or not, because I'm curious. Because again, I really like doing these kind of forecasting things. So of course I had to share my list with you guys. I would love to know what you guys think though down below. What trends did I miss? Like what do you think is going to be big? What do you think is going to like be done with? I'd love to hear that too, but that is the video. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're not already. Like I said before, I also have my winter trends video if you guys want to check that out. But I will talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye.